person has a flat shovel, this shoveling, and they just sit here and they fill up the bags, and as soon as this guy's full of his, the guy starts shoveling to the other empty spot. And by then, this guy's changed and has a new bag up, so you can fill up a bag about every 10 seconds. And with these, I don't know if anybody's ever worked with sandbags before, but a good hour and a half, they got a nice sized wall of sandbags, and then you can cob right over them. But you don't use sand, you can use dirt or whatever you have available, in your yard. It's all about natural materials. And these, you can get at Home Depot for about 60 cents a piece, something like that. So they make up a quick wall. And once you've cobbed over, of course, on every layer, after you tamped them down and made them block size, you need to take 2 runs of barbed wire and run over. It keeps them from shifting back and forth like this. And if there ever was an earthquake, it would keep them from shifting back and forth. And that makes your wall so you can't come up to them, push it right over, because they're all locking together, the rebar. And you can actually make a dome out of the sandbags and it won't go nowhere. And actually, once you put in that last piece of the dome, it's actually stronger than a square foundation because it all works to hold each other up. So it's actually better. All right. Now, putting this stuff on is very simple, and anybody who wants to try it is welcome to. You get a little bit of water, clean your hands up, but you're going to have orange hands. I mean, I do this every day. I work on this every day, with the cob, and my hands are really soft. Everybody thinks, oh, is your hands get all, everybody always tell me, man, your hands are soft. I think because I'm just sanding them smooth every day or something, maybe, but.
So that's all natural anyway.
Yeah, well, I still got fingerprints, that's the thing. If I was sanding them smooth, then I wouldn't have fingerprints, but.
Mud baths.
Yeah, mud baths. It must be something organic, Everybody tells you, oh, clean out that wound if you get it dirty or something. Actually, dirt's one of the best things for your wounds, so, I would listen to what they tell you. I cut myself several times, missed a rock or in there or something, and it would cut my hand because when you put it on, you take a little bit and you're forcing with this part of your hand and you're shoving it in there. You're kind of just like pushing it in to make it adhere to every fiber you can into the straw bale. So instead of just trying to blop it on there and smooth it out, you're actually forcing it in there and smoothing it out. And I could show y'all a little bit. I like to get into a little ball anyway, just make sure it ain't too wet or too loose. And it holds its shape pretty good, so that's pretty good. Could be a little drier, and you just add a little more clay to it, and then it'll dry it right out. But this will still go right on there. I take it and it sits at the bottom of my hand like this. I push it in, and then push it up, just like that. It'll stick to it. And you can do a lot of area really quick. But that's not very thick. But see, once you've got it to bond on there, that's when you can come back and put more and make it thick. So you want to end up, when it's dry, at least a ½ inch dried on there. Be about that pot size. And then the next coat, you take a bucket and electric weed eater or something like that, and you take your full straw and you put it in there and you just weed eat your hay a little bit to make little pieces. And this coat, the next coat, you want it to be much thicker because you want to end up with 4 inches altogether. 4 inches of this stuff altogether. So this is actually, it would actually be this way, the width wise. but
Take a
it'll,
lot, wouldn't it?
what?
4 inches thick, take a lot, wouldn't it?
Well, it's just dirt. And if you have a cement mixer, it'd be so much easier, but, you know, I'm trying to build my house, I have, it's about 2,000 square feet right now, and I have spent nothing on it.
No.
It's absolutely free to me right now, so that's what I'm trying to do. And I could go buy a cement mixer, but then it would cost, I would have money into it, and I'm trying to do it for free, so. And, the guy who gave me the hay bales, I went to buy the hay bales, and he says, well, I'm gonna give them to you just to see what you do with them. So, and I did it, and he comes out there and he jokes with me all the time. You're building a house of straw, you know, like the 3 little pigs. And I said, yeah, knock on my house of straw. And he'll go over there and knock on them all. He's like, that's hard stuff. But after it dries, it's hard as concrete. And 100 degree comes and it just bakes it. Like, so my house is round. It's actually tornado, earthquake proof, up to a 5. Of course, the F4 would take it out, but it's F3 and down, tornado proof, hurricane proof, earthquake proof, fire and brimstone proof.
Well, with it completely covered, it would be fireproof, wouldn't
Yeah. Well, actually, you would think, oh, straw bales burn easy, and if you do a little research on them and go to a normal house won't smolder. I mean, it'll catch in the paper on the sheetrock and it'll burn, you know, the paint and all that. Actually, you put a direct flame on a straw bale, it will smolder for 2 hours before it ever catches on fire. And that's a proven fact. It is rated so much better for a fire that it won't catch on fire as compared to what we build with now.
it? You seen them where they stack them in a barn and it'll catch on fire in there in the middle from the heat? It builds up heat.
Well, it builds up heat because it's green.
Green, yeah.
You don't want to put green hay. This is all dried hay.
And that's hard to put out, because I used to run with the fire department.
Yeah.
Let's see, what, they put something in the water, washing powder in the water to put them out.
Washing powder?
Yeah, it makes it, the water soak down in there.
Yeah, my insulation is R78 on my
All
house,
of a sudden, yeah.
and normal house is R13. So
Well, now, I got clay on my property because the guy said it'd be a good place to build a pond. But it's a gray
well,
looking,
everybody in Alabama's got clay on their property.
so, that'd work the same, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Don't matter what color it is, does it?
No, I mean, you can use gray clay to change the color. You can buy pigment if you don't like the red color. You can buy the pigment to change the color of it. But first couple of coats ain't gonna matter because the last coat is the one that it's gonna change color. We're actually gonna do on that. Me and my wife, we're actually gonna form this stuff's so easy to work with. We're gonna form trees and then change the pigment of the clay to have trees and the leaves and out there. So blend into the natural background, so there's not much trees.
I got a question.
Where do you get clay if you don't have clay on your property?
If you don't have clay, you probably got clay on your property. Red clay, red dirt. Oh, where are you on?
Louisiana.
Louisiana, you got black clay. You got black clay. I mean, it's still clay, but it's just black. I mean, it's good dirt too. Y'all got sand, don't you? Y'all got mostly sand.
Well, I'm on Sand Mountain, where they call it.
Wasn't it?
I know the red clay, when you go up the mountain into the valley, that's where the red is. But up on Sand Mountain, it's all kind of gray.
Yeah. Well, Louisiana, that's mostly sand, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're near
You could-
Baton Rouge, ain't you?
Close.
Close to it, yeah.
You could get tandem loads of dirt from here, you know, for $65, $70, whole tandem loads. That's 21 tons of dirt. That's enough to do a nice sized house, you know, one load. $60, $70 for fill dirt. That's all it is fill dirt, red clay. You don't even have to.
It ain't delivered too far.
Well, Yeah, well, that ain't delivered far, but you could probably find somebody that would deliver something, especially if somebody was close. But y'all do have clay down there, believe it or not, and, you might have to go below the sand layer or, above it. I mean, it's, I'm not real sure, but if y'all leave me your email address, I'll find out, you know. And, I know you have to have solid dirt somewhere. Yes, sir. It's my part.
Is there a tool? Is there a tool that I'm just curious? Is there a tool that you could, like when they're putting tile down? I don't know much about building. What's that little tool? Trowel? Is it possible to use a trowel at some point on that?
Yes, the second and third layers, you can use a trowel. You don't
Okay.
have to get your hands on it, but,
And it might smooth a little easier.
oh, the third layer, I definitely am gonna use, and it's actually just a piece of wood that I'm gonna use, and it's kinda got a little bitty bow, so it goes in like this, and, a wooden handle, and I'll do a third layer with that, so it's
Okay.
just like a sheet rock tool or a plaster.
That's good.
Pictures of your house?
Yes, down at the table, you can
Okay,
come
I'll
see
have to,
them.
I'll see it.
Okay, and, yes, sir.
I was wondering, after you build the walls, can you actually halfway, you were saying a dome shape, and can you bury it afterwards to an extent, or?
The earth bags, yes.
That's what I was wondering.
This might be a better idea for Louisiana. You could fill up these earth bags and make
That's
them.
what I was also looking at.
Of course, you're gonna have the cob that's shipped in, but you can buy clay, and it's pretty reasonable, like $5 a bag or something like that. You know, it's not that bad. It'd be expensive, but you would want to do it sparingly. Where is this everywhere here? You know. But yeah, you could bury after you built the earthship. Yeah, I've seen them at earth domes. You can bury them completely, and you can do that with tires too. You might consider more tires and earth bags, especially where you're at. It'd be excellent. And y'all need to leave me y'all's email address, because I might have some ideas for y'all that I like thinking about things and say, oh, I should have told them this. So if y'all just leave me an email address, I'll be like, okay. This is my other partner, Dave. This is my other partner, Brian. So I guess they come to watch the class. All right, any other questions about alternative? Yes, ma'am.
Where are you building your house?
It's 7 miles past Hollis Crossroads, Woodalley.
Okay.
It's
And
real
where'd you
close.
buy your tools?
At the Home Depot.
Oh, okay, I just didn't know if they had that type of tools.
This one right here, the bag filler,
Oh,
if you ever filled up a sandbag, you'll want one of these, you know. And he's got them less for $100 downstairs.
Oh, we've used them before with hurricanes and floods coming around,
Yeah.
volunteer fire. You can have sandbags as long as you fill X amount.
Yeah,
Those things are back savers.
yes, exactly. And they're worth it. But we're gonna actually carry them on our website and try to get them at discount prices for everybody, because we're really here to help, you know, any way we can. But y'all are welcome to come down. Everybody's welcome to come down to the Cobb House. I'll feed you if you help me work. I'm a good cook too, so,
How hard would it be, how hard would it be to do like a freestanding wall? You know, pour it like concrete with this mixture?
actually, I meant to bring it today, but I didn't. Me and Dave are working on blocks that we take this cob and we put in forms, and it actually makes these blocks. We made some, they're 12 inches long, 6 inches high, and 6 inches wide. And we want to make it 12 by 12, 12 inches by 12 inches by 12 inches. And then you take the cob as the mortar in between, and then cob over them, and you would have a solid cob wall that would be solid.